Hare Krishna. So today is a very big day for me because His Grace Sankarshan Prabhu is here, and he's obviously one of my special teachers. I'm listening to many of his classes. Sometimes I'm fortunate to listen them directly, and most of the times I listen online, and I'm always impressed by the clarity of his presentations of Prabhupada's philosophy, which is unfortunately not such a common case with all the devotees. And because he is one of my teachers and actually my guru also, because according to Vaishnava culture, God brothers of one spiritual master have to be seen as spiritual masters as well. So I feel like passing the exam in front of the professor, and therefore I will ask his merciful blessings upon my unqualified self, so that you would know if I would say something right, that was his blessings, and if I would say something wrong, that was my conditioned nature. And I want all of you to ask to pray so that his blessings would be effective upon me. Hare Krishna. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadam Mayam Dadati Svapadantikam Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhutay Mahaprema Purvibhur, Nirmayakshadedam Shuvurasha, Mumte Gadan Sadasa Sadasatmaka, Yaman Krishishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me. So today we will be reading from the 7th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, Chapter 10, Prahlad, the best among exalted devotees, two texts, 65 and 66. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Athāsau śaktibhiḥ svābhiḥ. Athāsau śaktibhiḥ svābhiḥ. Shambho pradhanikam vyadat. Shambho pradhanikam vyadat. Dharma jnana viraktrithi. Dharma jnana viraktrithi. Tapo vidya kriyadibhi. Tapo vidya kriyadibhi. Athāsau śaktibhiḥ svābhiḥ. Shambho Pradanikam Yadat Dharma Jnana Viraktridhi Tapavidya Kriyadibhi. Please. Athāsau śaktibhiḥ svābhiḥ Shambho Pradanikam Yadat Dharma Jnana Viraktridhi Tapavidya Kriyadibhi. Athāsau śaktibhiḥ svābhiḥ Shambho Pradanikam Yadat Rattam Sutadvajam Bahan Dhanurvarma Sharadiyat Sanatho Rattam Astaya Sharam Dhanur Upadade. Synonyms: atha, thereafter; asau, he, Lord Kṛṣṇa; śaktibhiḥ, by his potencies; svābhiḥ, personal; shambho, of Lord Shiva; pradhanikam, ingredients; vyādhat, created; dharma, religion; jnana, knowledge; virakti, renunciation; riddhi, opulence; tapaha, austerity; vidya, education; kriya, activities; adibhiḥ, by all these and other transcendental opulences; radham, chariot; sutam, charioteer; dvajam, flag; vahan, horses and elephants; dhanuh, bow; varma, shield; sharadi, arrows, and so on; yat, everything that was required; sanadha, equipped; ratham, on the chariot; asthaya, seated; sharam, arrow; dhanuh, unto the bow; upadade, joined. Translation purported by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jaya. Nārada Muni continued: thereafter, Lord Kṛṣṇa, by his own personal potency, consisting of religion, knowledge, renunciation, opulence, austerity, education, and activities, equipped Lord Shiva with all the necessary paraphernalia, such as a chariot, a charioteer, a flag, horses, elephants, a bow, a shield, and arrows. When Lord Shiva was fully equipped in this way, he sat down on the chariot with his arrow and bow to fight with the demons. Purport: as stated in Srimad-Bhāgavatam 12:13-16, Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu. Lord Shiva is the best of the Vaishnavas, the devotees of Lord Kṛṣṇa. That's a very interesting statement, because we know that the best of the devotees is Srimati Radharani. And yet Bhagavatam says the best of the devotees is Lord Shiva. So it seems to be contradiction. There are many apparent contradictions which are not really contradictions, and I'm sure many of you know how they are resolved. Any suggestions from senior Vaishnavas? How do we resolve this apparent contradiction?
Prabhupada is the best of the devotees also.
Haribo!
Actually, in Dwarka, Krishna had every queen and each one was the best. So it's transcendental. If you want to be the best devotee, follow in the footsteps of the best devotees.
Haribo! Yes. Interesting. It reminds me how Śrīla Prabhupada would come to the temple new temple, and he would say, "Your temple is the best." And he would say that in every temple. That's transcendental vision, yes. But, I mean, it's obvious that Lord Shiva is the best of all the devotees in this world, and Srimati Radharani is the best of all the devotees in both material and spiritual worlds. But it's interesting that Srimati Radharani says, Giriraj is the best devotee. And of course, Giriraj is not even Jiva. He is the Lord's Shakti, Lord's energy. So there are no real contradictions if we look deeper into the Shastra. It's like I was Hare Krishna Jai Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. It's like while doing my japa, I was going around, and obviously you cannot help but look at the bas reliefs. Very wonderful. And normally we have this kind of tradition in ISKCON temples that we have paintings or bas reliefs in this case of Krishna and Krishna Lila and Chaitanya Lila. But all around here, it's only Bhagavatam, right? Dhruva, Charita, then Prahlad, Charita, and of course Krishna Lila is there. So I was wondering, why not Gaura Lila? And then I figured it out. Yeah, Gaura Lila is inside, this is one thing. But I figured out why not Gaura Lila outside.
That is the mixed devotion, pure devotion, ultimate devotion.
Mixed, pure and ultimate devotion. I figured out because the most favorite parts of Bhagavatam of Lord Chaitanya were pastimes of Dhruva and pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj, and of course pastimes of Krishna. So Sri Chaitanya present in these bas reliefs as Chana avatar, I figured out. And here he is present openly. Wonderful. Very thoughtful. I mean, at every step I'm realizing how genius Radheshyam Prabhu is. Anyway, we'll continue reading. Lord Shiva is the best of the Vaishnavas, the devotees of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Indeed, he is one of the Mahajans, the 12 authorities on Vaishnava philosophy. Svayambhur Nārada Shambhu, Kumara Kapilo Manu, etc. Then Prahlada Janaka Bhishmo Balirvayasaki Vayam, right? And so, this is very interesting part of Srimad-Bhāgavatam. One Mahajan, Nārada Muni, spoke about another Mahajan, Prahlad Maharaj. Now he finished this part and he is talking about third Mahajan, Lord Shiva. And all these pastimes are meant to help us understand glories of Krishna as well as glories of his devotees. Lord Kṛṣṇa is always prepared to help all the Mahajans and devotees in every respect. Kauntiya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Although Lord Shiva is very powerful, he lost a battle to the asuras, and therefore he was morose and disappointed. However, because he is one of the chief devotees of the Lord personally equipped him with all the paraphernalia for war. The devotee therefore must serve the Lord sincerely, and Krishna is always in the background to protect him and, if need be, to equip him fully to fight with his enemy. For devotees, there is no scarcity of knowledge or material requisites for spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. End of the purport. So, yeah, it's interesting how Nārada Muni, after he finished describing the glories of Prahlad Maharaj, and then naturally, Maharaj Yudhishthira listening to that description. And as we remember the beginning of the 7th canto, the whole description started because of the very unusual, shocking event which happened during Rajasuya sacrifice. We understand this pastime was spoken by Nārada Muni during Rajasuya sacrifice. And of course, Shishupal tried to offend Krishna more than 100 times, and then Krishna, of course, released his Sudarshan Chakra to shave his head off the shoulders. That was very appropriate thing to do to stop him from going to hell. So it was Krishna's mercy. But then the soul of Shishupal came out of his body and in front of everybody. And this is also an amazing thing. Everyone in that assembly could see the spirit soul. What was the level of those devotees, right? If you want to be part of Krishna Lila, you have to be really qualified. See the spirit soul with your eyes directly. And so the soul of Shishupal entered into Krishna's body, which completely shocked Maharaj Yudhishthira. Such a demon. And then he attained such an easy liberation, just offending the Lord. He attained the liberation, and Nārada Muni happened to be sitting nearby, and Maharaj Yudhishthira turns to Nārada Muni. He says, "What happened? How come that such a demon attained liberation?" And then Nārada Muni says, he's not just a demon. He is a participant in Lord's pastimes, right? And then he tells the whole story about Jaya and Vijaya, how they became Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and then Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and then, in this yuga, they became Shishupal and Dantavakra. So Shishupal is one of the liberated associates of the Lord, not just a demon, and he's just taking part in the pastime. That's his role. It's interesting that many devotees say, at least in the West, they say that it's very easy to play part of the demon. One devotee said, I can play part of the demon so naturally because I just have to be myself. Most of the time I'm playing the role of a devotee, but when I have to play the role of a demon, I can be myself. Interesting. Anyway, and of course then Nārada Muni, and of course that piques Maharaj Yudhishthira's curiosity, and then Nārada Muni tells him the whole pastime, how the Lord appeared in Satya-yuga and how he killed Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and of course the glories of Prahlad Maharaj are the most essential. And Prahlad Maharaj is such an exalted devotee, but then this is the nature of the devotee. No matter how exalted he is, when he hears the glories of other devotees, especially he thinks, this is real devotee, I am nothing. So Maharaj Yudhishthira was feeling like that a little bit, and then Nārada Muni pacified him. He said, no, come on. Lord Kṛṣṇa is your cousin, Lord Kṛṣṇa is your messenger, Lord Kṛṣṇa is your servant, he is your friend. So, he is everything. He lives with you, he serves you. So how can you think that your position is not glorious? And then he tells this story of Lord Shiva just to glorify Krishna even more. Yeah, because this is the greatest joy for pure devotees to speak about Krishna. They see Krishna everywhere and everything in Krishna. And so the glories of the devotees are helping us to understand the glories of the Lord even more. And here, this particular pastime is very famous. Lord Shiva has many names, and one of his names is Tripurari. And this pastime is about how he got this name Tripurari, because as you've heard, demons and devotees were fighting, as always the case, and then demons became defeated, but then they took shelter of greatest of all demons, Maya Danava, who was very expert in mystic powers, and Maya Danava helped them out. He created 3 special cities, as we understand from Bhagavatam, flying cities, 1 golden, 1 silver, and 1 iron, I guess, according to the ranks and files. And so these demons started flying in these cities and destroying demigods left, right, and center, and then demigods couldn't do anything with them because these cities had the capacity of becoming invisible. So someone invisible comes to you, how will you defend yourself, right? So, and then now demigods became desperate and they take shelter of Lord Shiva, probably, pulled him out of his meditation. Lord Shiva is always in meditation of the Supreme Lord, and then requested him to help, and Lord Shiva helped out, that he destroyed these flying cities together with the demons, and everyone celebrated. But then Maya Danava created a mysterious well, mystical well, with special nectar, and he dropped the bodies of these demons into the well, and not only they came back to life, they became invincible. And then they started real havoc. And Lord Shiva became morose that he couldn't really accomplish the task of protecting the demigods. And it doesn't describe, but we could assume that he, in his mind was requesting the Supreme Lord for help. And then, of course, the Lord helped. He, with Lord Brahma, they took the shape of cow and calf, and they came and drank the whole nectar from the well. And it described, even though demons could see what's happening and they could understand what's happening, they couldn't prevent this from happening. And then Maya Danava says, whatever is destined by the Supreme Lord will happen. Anyway, you cannot stop it. And then the Lord not only disempowers demons, but he also empowers Lord Shiva. He gives him so many wonderful things, both spiritually and materially. He equips him. Materially, he equips him, as been described in this particular text, with chariot, charioteer, flag, horses, elephants, a bow, a shield, and arrows. That's material equipment. And spiritual equipment, or we can say subtle equipment, was dharma, jnana, virakti, riddhi, tapa, vidya, kriya, which is religion, knowledge, renunciation, opulence, austerity, education, and activities. So he was equipped with all these things. And naturally we will learn that he defeated all the demigods very easily. So it's quite amazing that demons can do whatever they want, but when the time comes, when the Supreme Lord decides to finish them off, nothing can help. It's like the famous English proverb, when the cat is away, the mouse can play. So the demons can entertain themselves before the Supreme Lord appears on the scene. And the Supreme Lord can, sort the demons out either personally, as he often does, or empowering his devotee, for example, Lord Shiva in this case. And so it's very interesting. Krishna gave everything to Lord Shiva, as if there is anything which we have which doesn't come from Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. But it's interesting that, Lord Shiva was using his own powers, what he gained before, and he lost. But then, after he again connected with the Supreme Lord and got blessing from him directly, then he became victorious. And sometimes Krishna makes his devotee to lose also. That's sometimes we may wonder, like a famous question which many people ask, why bad things are happening to good people? And some, devotees are the best of all people, but we can also see that bad things are happening to devotees as well. Even Srila Prabhupada had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations before he achieved tremendous success. So practically there is not a single good person in this world experiencing, troubles and tribulations. And of course, this question has very simple answer. And I'm pretty sure that many devotees know the answer, why bad things are happening to good people. But anyway, my version is very simple: to keep good people good. Because somehow, in this material world, we tend to forget Krishna, getting distracted. But nature of this world is such, is when we face trouble, when we face good times, we might think, okay, God is there, but it's fine. I'm enjoying my life now. But this is what Kunti Devi says, right? That Janma Ishvarya Shuta Shribi Redamaha Edhamana Madapuman. That these benefits of material life, such as Janma, high birth, or high position, some of us, especially those who are not coming from Bharat, cannot, do not have high birth. It's only in Bharat people are privileged to be born in Brahmana Vaishnava families, like Radhishyam Prabhu and others. But outside of Bharat, it was very interesting how Srila Prabhupada, I haven't read, maybe Sankarshan Prabhu can confirm or refute. Once Srila Prabhupada was challenged by his god brothers, I've heard, that why are you allowing in the West mixing men and women together too much? Why there is no more stricture in the West? And Srila Prabhupada said, there are no men and women in the West, they are all animals anyway. Something like that. Something to that effect. So, yeah, according to strict Vedic and Vaishnava culture, everyone who is living in the West, they are not even human beings. So we cannot speak about high birth, but it's also available because Diksha, initiation, is also birth, and it's even more important birth than physical birth. But then it's interesting how Srila Prabhupada was speaking sometimes about things which might appear to be disconnected from us, from ISKCON, like he would get on different materialistic people's cases, like he would speak very heavily against Mayavadis and other people of this type, and caste brahmanas as well. And there is one very interesting class he gave in Mayapur at the festival. And he was talking about caste brahmanas and how the caste brahmanas, they destroyed Krishna consciousness and Vedic culture. Very heavy class. And then he said, you are not caste brahmanas, but you received Brahminical initiation. And if you will think that you are brahmanas only because you have Brahman thread, only because you got Brahman thread, you're no better than caste brahmanas. That was pretty heavy. But yeah, whatever Srila Prabhupada was speaking was always relevant to us, to all of us. So and this is his greatest expertise, that any topic of Gita or Bhagavatam, with his Bhaktivedanta purpose, he makes it so relevant. And of course here, so Janma is also relevant to all the devotees, even in the Western world. What to speak of Aishwarya, wealth, right? What to speak of Shruta. One might have so many degrees. I remember Janananda Maharaj likes to joke. He said, everyone is striving to get master's degree. No one's interested to get servant's degree. And Shri B, bodily beauty. And Edhamana Madapuman, Kunti Devi says, these things are acting like intoxication. It's interesting that the word Mada has so many apparently different meanings, which are all interlinked. Mada, like pramada, can mean distraction. Mada is intoxication, and Mada is also pride. And these things are all connected to each other. Sanskrit is amazing language. It helps us to understand much deeper things in a much deeper way. That's, of course, one of the reasons why Srila Prabhupada provides us with synonyms to each verse. And so, and this illusion or intoxication, no matter how sad it sounds, is removed by miseries of material existence. And so, tapatraya, right? Threefold miseries. And somehow it helps us to not only remember Krishna, but actually take shelter of Krishna, surrender to Krishna. How many of you had this experience when things are going well? You're practicing, you're chanting, in kind of automatic way, automated way. But when there is a serious trouble, then your chanting becomes very sincere. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Please help. Anyone had this experience? Yeah. So that's a very simple reason why bad things are happening to good people, to keep good people good, to keep everyone purified. And so, of course, pure devotees don't require any purification, but Krishna still allows troubles to happen even to pure devotees to make a showcase out of them. He explains that mother is teaching her daughter-in-law by getting on the case of her own daughter. So Krishna is also acting like that. And so yes, even Lord Shiva gets in trouble regularly, in actually many times. Actually, it's very interesting. The higher the level of devotee is, the more one gets in trouble, apparently. We might think that we are experiencing troubles and we might complain that, Krishna, I'm your devotee, why are you putting me in troubles? But do our troubles equal to Prahlad Maharaja's troubles? Actually, for many years he had to go through terrible tribulations, and what to speak of Pandavas, and these are not just pure devotees but direct associates of the Lord, and so they had to go literally through hell for many years, non-stop. And in case of Pandavas, this was happening right in the presence of Krishna. Very interesting class Srila Prabhupada once gave. It's called Krishna's Magic, I think, this class. And he says that Krishna is talking, Nārada Muni is addressing Krishna, and he says, it's amazing, my Lord, that Pandavas are going through so many trials and tribulations in your presence. And they know you are the Supreme Lord who can, relieve them from all these troubles. And it's not happening. They continue going through the troubles. And in effect, their attachment towards you only grows. How is it possible? Did you hypnotize them? So, very interesting. The class is called Krishna's Hypnotism. This is the name of the class. Very interesting. I recommend to listen. Amazing class. And so, of course, the most important thing is not what Lord Shiva is equipped with externally. After he went through the trouble, Lord Krishna rewards him. And we can see it's always the case. Pandavas were rewarded greatly after all the troubles. Prahlad Maharaj was rewarded greatly after he passed all the tests. And Srila Prabhupada, it's amazing how nicely he was rewarded after going through all the tribulations. And I think day before yesterday we were discussing that there is a difference between Krishna and Maya. Krishna's system is pay and play. First you have to pay, first you have to become purified, then you can play with Krishna, then you can enter the spiritual world and enter into Krishna's pastimes. But Maya's system is opposite. Play and pay. First she gives you everything on credit. Take whatever you like, it's all free. But then you discover it's not free. There is a serious price tag attached to all this enjoyment. So, but the most important is what Lord Shiva is equipped with internally. starting with Dharma. And of course we might think Lord Shiva got all these blessings from Krishna because he is directly associating with Krishna. But how do I get all these blessings? Dharma, Jnana, all this. And of course there is very famous verse in Srimad-Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, explains where is Krishna. How do we get Krishna's association in Kali-yuga? Because Krishna is apparently left, right? I'm sure many of you know this verse by heart. Let's chant it all together. Krishna svadhamma pagate dharma jnana dibhisaha kalo nashta drisha mesha purana narko dunoditaha. So after Krishna left, Krishna svadhammo pagate, he left to his own abode. And then dharma jnana adibhisaha, all these benefits, they left together with him. And then what happened? Kalo nashta drishamesha, the darkness of Kali-yuga prevailed and everyone became bereft of all vision and understanding. And then where is the light? Coming from Purana Arko Dunoditaha, very special Purana, which is shining like a sun. And that's Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is Krishna. I've seen Krishna depicted as Bhagavatam, right? All 12 cantos of Bhagavatam representing different parts of Krishna. So yeah, Krishna is Bhagavatam directly. That's why Bhagavatam is such an important book for us, because this is opportunity to directly associate with Krishna, and then all these benefits, dharma, jnana, and all other benefits described in this verse are coming. And of course, we don't have so much time to discuss it in depth, but just slight touch on dharma. We know what is the real dharma. Of course, Bhagavatam explains to us what is not real dharma also. Dharma projeta kaitavatra paramonir matsaranam satam. All the cheating dharmas are there in this material world, but there is topmost dharma, which Bhagavatam recommends, and I'm pretty sure that most of you know this verse also. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje. Ahetukya pratyahata atmasu prasidati. Yeah, parodharma is adokshaja bhakti, full surrender and service unto the inconceivable Supreme Lord. So Krishna Bhakti is topmost dharma, loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord. And so we can gain all these benefits from associating with Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. So we'll pause here, and maybe if Sankarshan Prabhu has any corrections, chastisements, complaints, suggestions.
Just
comments.
keep flooding the whole material world with mercy.
Haribo, blessing. Thank you. Maybe Radhesham Prabhu would like to say something, I'm sure. There is a lot of things to say.
You brought out very beautiful lessons. Every line you read, you bring out a new angle which we might not have thought about. You know, like you began with Lord Shiva being the topmost devotee, how he is topmost devotee in the material world, and in all the worlds Radharani is topmost. Similarly, why bad things happen to good people, we have heard different people speaking different things. What you said is actually Bhagavatam understanding. Bhagavatam says that to keep the good people good, the Lord keeps them in their place so they don't become proud and they misuse. That was very nice, Prabhu. Nice Maharaj. Maharaj, one question often I get when I go to the various places, devotees ask us how to cut the complacency.
How to fight complacency.
Complacency, so that we don't just delight in our own, like a frog in the well, delight. So how do we rise above complacency? If you can say something about it.
Thank you. That's a very relevant question, and it really amazes me, the sharp memory of Radheshyam Prabhu. He remembered the whole class. It's mind-blowing, he didn't even have to take notes. That's the Brahminical advantage, being a Brahmana whole life. But yeah, complacency is a problem. Sometimes I heard that one devotee complained. He said, so many years I'm practicing Krishna consciousness and nothing is happening. Why? And the devotee who gives class, he said, you should be happy with that nothing is happening, because with materialistic people so many terrible things are happening. And Krishna is shielding you from all the troubles. So you should be happy. But if we are getting Krishna's mercy and only try to use it for our sense gratification, albeit spiritual sense gratification, there is such a thing also, because, life of a devotee is just topmost sense gratification, right? From 4:30 in the morning you chant, you dance, you have wonderful association, you have nice prasadam, and especially here everything is so well organized. You looked after, you can do very little, and you can get unlimited mercy. But then complacency is there, and actually there is only one solution, and that is responsibility. And sometimes, we might take responsibility, and practice makes perfect. In our position, it could become easy for us to do whatever we supposed to be doing on our level of responsibility. And then when life becomes easy, then we become complacent. But then this is the step. This is the sign that we have to make next step. We have to take higher levels of responsibility. Because complacency means we accomplished what we were supposed to be doing, and now we are bored. So in order to fight boredom, we have to take higher levels of responsibility. This is my understanding. I don't know if Sankarshan Prabhu could say something in this regard as well.
Regarding complacency. Complacency?
Yes.
How to fight complacency.
Complacency.
Microphone is off. Good.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur shows us how not to be complacent. Kabe habe bolo sedi namar. When, oh when will that day be mine, when my offense is ceasing, taste for the name increasing? When in my heart will your mercy shine? When, oh when will that day be mine? We should begging and pleading. When am I going to get out of Maya and actually become Krishna conscious?
Thank you. I'm very grateful to Sankarshan Prabhu because he often helps us to meditate on Vaishnava bhajans, especially Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And these bhajans are so important because the essence of bhakti is shining through those bhajans. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, Arjuna was also depressed in the beginning of the battle, and then he surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna enlightened him, and then he became confident. Here, Shiva found, the three cities which were made, as well as the the sweet rice pond, repeatedly bringing asuras back to life. And he saw that my endeavors are all thwarted by the asuras' behavior. So he got sort of put off by that. So subsequently Lord helped him, and then again spirits became uplifted. So now during the marathon, now many devotees are going out on book distribution. Now many places in India people ask for concession, lesser prices and things like that. And when we sell it at full price, things don't go very easily. So devotees get put off. So from a situation of one getting discouraged to the situation of one getting again motivated to rise from that situation to that higher situation, you want to suggest something for that?
Regarding prices, I heard that Srila Prabhupada said, here in Bharat, it's okay to give concession or even free if someone's really desperate, if someone's very poor, because people still have culture and they still have appreciation for Krishna. So they won't be, if they beg you to give book for free, they won't throw it away. Unlike Western countries, right? Nobody begs for the books. And if they get it for free, for sure they will put it in the dustbin. So it's different. But refusals, we addressed the topic of refusals on Sunday morning class, and I recommended not to, waste time with those people who are not interested. As soon as you feel that they have no interest, move on. Go to the next person. And so, because book distribution is a very simple thing. We're not out there to preach to people or give them mini classes. We're out there to give out books. Prabhupada was saying we should be like postmen. And, if you imagine postman who brings you the parcel, and you say this is wrong address, and he insists, no, please take this parcel. This would be crazy postman. So we shouldn't be like crazy postman. If someone says wrong address, we say, okay, have a good day, move on. Yeah, just be like a ranger, search for interested people and leave alone, just wish them all the best and move on. Leave alone uninterested people. Because there are 1.5 billion people in Bharat. And we have to cover them all with books. And while you're wasting your time with someone not interested, trying to convince him or whatever, dozens of interested people are passing by and they lose your chance. And they lose the chance to, get the book. So yeah, we should be in that sense of urgency of the message. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for the enlightenment, Maharaj, about this verse. My question is about one statement of Srila Prabhupada here, about how devotees should be sincere. So, when I think what Prahlad Maharaj told Hiranyakashipu, that there is only one enemy which you have. You have conquered all 10 directions, but only one enemy is your uncontrolled mind. So that was told by Prahlad. So my question is, Maharaj, that we have enemies within and enemies without. And if we conquer within, then there is no enemy practically. So this statement Prabhupada is saying that the devotee therefore must serve the Lord sincerely, and Krishna will always in the background to protect him, and if need be, equip him fully to fight with his enemy. So what is this sincerity, Maharaj, for fighting with the enemies within? Because there are so many of them.
Yeah, sincerity means we continue the process because there are many obstacles. Krishna consciousness, as Prabhupada said, is the war against Maya. And so war means there will be wounds, there will be so many problems, right? And so Maya can always attack. As soon as we think, I have no anarthas. I heard that clear conscience is the surest sign of fading memory. You heard this proverb? Clear conscience, you know what conscience means, is the first sign of fading memory.
I mean, inability to know one's shortcomings.
Huh?
Inability to know one's shortcomings.
Yeah, that we forgot about, all the mistakes we committed, and now we think I'm a saint or something. So there will always be, mistakes, shortcomings, problems. It's inevitable. It's material world. And we can see Bhagavatam describes even the greatest devotees, they have problems. But it's interesting that Bhakti Govinda Maharaj many years ago told me very interesting point. He said, Maya has two ways to trick us. Because Maya's task is to, one way or the other, yena tena prakarena, to stop us from practicing Krishna consciousness. And the obvious way how she can stop us practicing Krishna consciousness is to convince us that we are so perfect that, we don't need to go any further in our attempts to become perfect. So, and become proud of this. And of course, pride it comes before the fall, as Srila Prabhupada says. So pride is one trick of, Maya is using on us, but the other one is very uncommon, and that is depression. Depression, yes. And depression due to the fact that I have so many faults, I have so many problems, I have so many obstacles. I tried very hard to overcome them, but it didn't work. So I will not try anymore. Instead of going back home, back to Godhead, I should go back home, back to mommy. So, and that's the trick of Maya, which not many of us are aware, that she can also convince us that we are so bad that we do not deserve to, to even stay in devotee association and continue practicing Krishna consciousness. But sincerity means, through thick and thin, rain or shine, we should carry on. Yes. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, ekeha kurunandana. That's the sign of sincerity. That, okay. Problems, that's material world. Success, that's Krishna's mercy. We just carry on. Of course, we try to improve, but if something's wrong, we do not become depressed. Actually, we run out of time, so maybe last question. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. First of all, thank you very much for such an entertaining class and question answers. So if possible, we should come as frequently and as soon as possible again. I think this is the last class in NVCC. So Maharaj, my question is that now we know about Vaishnava aparad, right? So is there also a thing like aparad for other people also? Because how do we know who is Vaishnava, who is not Vaishnava? So how do we guard against aparad in general?
Yes. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur speaks about jiva aparad, that we offend not only other people, but other living entities also. Like even stepping on ant, this ant is also part and parcel of Krishna. So if we step on him, Krishna is not feeling happy. Of course, it happens sometimes. I really, I listened to one class by Sankarshan Prabhu, and he gave mind-blowing answer. One devotee asked, how do I feel that, his point was that we should feel unqualified because we are unqualified. And only if we feel unqualified, we will feel humble enough to continue advancing in Krishna consciousness. But if we feel too qualified, that's going to be it. And one devotee asked you a question that I was born in Brahmana Vaishnava family. I never did anything wrong in my life. How can I feel unqualified? And Prabhu's answer was amazing. He said, on every step, in every breath, you're killing so many living entities. And you still think you are good? So that was big revelation. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, as in like the other connotation is that as our society is becoming very big, so we are actually an ocean of devotees, and we have to also sometimes do management services, and so many things are there. Whether kitchen, DT seva, backup seva, so many services are there. So how do we become extra cautious, and so that we don't, because this service also has to go on. For example, during Janmashtami we have to stand on the door to prevent entries through passes and all. So how do we do it that it doesn't offend the people and devotees in general, and also we do the service properly?
Yeah, no matter how hard we try, we'll still offend. We'll still make mistakes. It's inevitable. But my formula is, if I do my best, Krishna will do the rest. So, but if I don't do my best, then it's a problem. So we should always do our best to get full Krishna's mercy. And, if there are any mistakes, Krishna will say, okay, no problem, you're just practicing, so you will still get his blessings. But if someone is not doing the best, then that's a big problem. All right, so thank you all very much for your kind attention and association. And of course, special thanks goes to Radhishyam Prabhu. I mean, someone like Radhishyam Prabhu who knows billions of times more than me, and what to speak of qualifications, his qualifications are light ages ahead of mine, and still coming and listening to the class sincerely. That's really amazing. And of course, special thanks to Sankarshan Prabhu. If something was wrong, forgive me, but if something was right, that was your blessing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So,
Simply wonderful.
Because you're wonderful, you see everyone as wonderful. Beauty is in the eyes of a beholder. Thank you.
if any of you missed yesterday morning's Bhagavatam class, I would recommend you to hear what Maharaj gave in Radha Kunjaveri temple. It was extraordinary class. It was very outstanding class. A lot of very vital points Maharaj brought out yesterday. Very, very fine points. So, and Maharaj also told certain personal pastimes in his outreach when he was traveling. I'll just say one thing for your pleasure. Maharaj was going in a car, in a taxi. The driver had a Buddha statue and he had put a fresh flower there. So Maharaj appreciated it. Maharaj told him that, wonderful, you offered a fresh flower to Buddha. And the driver was so much amazed. He said, I thought you are a Hare Krishna, you may not appreciate Buddha. And Maharaj said, but Buddha is Krishna, Buddha is also God. And Maharaj appreciated that fresh flower. And that fellow became very pleased. And then he opened his heart because Maharaj was appreciative. Then he asked, Christians have given me a lot of brochures and pamphlets. And I've been collecting, I don't know what to do with that. It's a holy thing, but I'm not happy, going through that or visiting those programs. What should I do? He asked. Maharaj said, very simple. Just keep it in the airport or anywhere. Anybody wants to pick up and go for the program, they can go. And those who don't want to go, won't go. You don't have to throw it in the dustbin. You see? It's something holy. And he was so happy hearing that answer. He got guidance how to deal with such things. And then he asked, seeing that he is very ecstatically situated, so he asked that, how do I become more committed to Buddha? Because there are many monks and others who are fully dedicated. And how I can also develop my relationship with Buddha more. And Maharaj told him, very simple, Shravanam, Kirtanam, just hear more about Buddha, associate with saintly persons, do services, Like that he told him, and he was so touched by his association. When they reached the destination, Maharaj asked him, so how much should I pay you? He said, no, you don't have to pay me anything. And he gave him $20. And Maharaj told him, Maharaj was telling, I didn't travel in a taxi, I traveled in a transcendental taxi. I said, why? Because instead of me paying him $20, he gave me $20. Have you ever seen a taxi like that? So, like this, there are a few things. So I have given you little teaser of the whole lecture yesterday. Now I am sure many are going to go back and hear that yesterday. So His Holiness Bhakti Rasayana Sagara Maharaj ki. So we are looking forward to having him again in Pune. Please keep coming like this, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol. Thank you very much for your sincere association.